Hey guys, greetings beloveds. I hope you're all well. I love you. So, this video, I've been chatting a lot about stories. I guess it's been a topic that's been floating around in my head to share for quite some time. And it's an important one. Through all the, it's quite difficult to sort of pinpoint how I wish to share this and teach. So I guess I'm just going to move through a bit of flow, see how I do, see how it comes out. So please just hold the space for me. I guess those of you that have done ceremony work with me, I always ask at the end, on the next day, to everyone, describe your experience in one word. I also ask, what is consciousness? What does it mean to you? And everyone moves around and they give their answer. In essence, what I always teach is that consciousness is creation. It is manifestation. It is creation from that 0 point field of absolute awareness. Now, what does that mean with regards to this particular video today? This particular video pertains to those in power, meaning those governments, the USA government, Trump, Biden, Brexit, the Queen, the royal family. Let's move to police, the Navy, the Army, the constructs, the characters in the narrative of a story. Now, what role do we play in that story as conscious co-creators? How invested are we in the characters of the story? How invested are we in the outcome? What energy are we putting into the story consciously or unconsciously? How much of a false light agenda is playing out in our story that we are not even aware of? I guess I'm trying to point out to you that, or let me pose this as a question, could it be possible that we have inflated, and through this inflation, simultaneously disempowered ourselves through inflating the construct of government, which in essence consists of people, which in essence consist of souls. Now, those of you watching this would have been drawn through an energetic or electromagnetic field, knowing that you are on some sort of ascension path, understanding to some degree that everything is energy, and that as a soul, we are merely moving through an ascension cycle on Earth again, and we're coming to an end of a cycle, this Kali Yuga. Back to my point is, these people in government, as I've said, I've broken it down to a soul. How much work are they doing as individualized souls, tuning into their personal ascension process, doing their light work, their shadow work? Because if it is indeed them doing their work on an individualized level, looking at themselves first and foremost, then only can they look and to extrapolate and work in the collective field to be of service to others, okay, which is not really what is being reflected back. Most of our governments or those in power are reflecting back at us a service to self itinerary or movie or narrative. So then again, I ask how many of these individual people that are souls within the construct called government or power, let's call it power, are doing their individual work, including at this particular time, in this timeline of 2020, moving to 2021, their shadow work. If they are not doing that, they cannot be integrating all aspects of themselves, understanding the unity consciousness field of the law of one, and therefore are still playing out the narratives on the polarity field that is Earth, which we all are in essence. I understand that, but to whose benefit are they playing that out, and what negative ego agendas are playing out? Now you can come up with your own answer, but for me, I will share is that I believe a massive amount of negative ego agenda is being played out because these individuals within a government role, remember the beginning of this narrative was that we, collective we, have voted for and put them in power, simultaneously disempowering ourselves. So again, this seems to be, so if we take away the government part of it, and we watch all of this playing out, it's this one versus that one, that versus this deal versus that, this underhanded play, this being shown in the media while this is happening, this smoke and mirror while this is happening, okay? How much attention are we giving this story, that story, that story, and that story, instead of looking at our own story and realizing, like I said in the beginning, that consciousness is creation? What are we co-creating by focusing our attention on the stories, the movies, the narratives outside of ourselves, simultaneously disempowering ourselves, simultaneously adding energy and fuel to that narrative to a bunch of people who are not doing their soul work? And no judgment to them, unconditional love and all of that. It's merely a discerning point from the objector's viewpoint of what I'm seeing. And I guess a lot of spiritual teachers out there or ascension guides are asking you to look at that. If we were to switch off the TV, how does our daily narrative change? How do we change the time spent with ourselves, our families, our partners? What now becomes the narrative? Does it turn into becoming more healthy? Does it turn into, health is a nice one. Becoming so uber vibrant in your energy field and your chi that should you be pinned down to the floor against humanitarian rights and given a vaccination, hypothetically, that you could bounce back from this, integrate it, flush it out your system from your uber DNA, because you have been focusing your energy, therefore your consciousness, and therefore creating a different narrative for yourself. This is like cops and robbers, guys. When we are watching this at play, I want you to imagine cops and robbers. Remember when you were children, you used to play, shop, shop, doctor, doctor, cops and robbers. There is always a narrative. Where are you putting your energy is what I'm pointing out, number one. The second thing I'm pointing out is please remember that each character in whatever story is a soul moving through, or should be moving through, an ascension process if they are connected. And if they are not, they are inevitably in some way, shape, or form because of this unity field. I guess the last point I wish to end off with is imagine your new reality with a new set of leaders. Leaders that are already performing galactic roles within councils. Because remember, you've been lied to by the powers that be. And if you're watching a lot of spiritual teachers or ascension guides, on your platforms, you will feel or you should feel and hear the balanced discernment bringing up both aspects, pointing out to you that when your emotional triggers are there, that it's merely a projection stemming from your wounds, and these are the things that need to be integrated before we can stand whole and sovereign. All right, so there's a lot of different topics in here. I'm going to leave you with that. I hope it wasn't too confusing. You guys are welcome to post any questions and I can move further into different videos. Please subscribe, like whatever platform I'm on. Please sign up to Library. I really, really enjoy the guys who have created it. I've watched a lot of interviews with them, and I just really support this decentralized platform that is for the people, by the people. And yeah, it takes a lot to move out of old programs, so I will be mentioning it in most of my videos. Check it out, guys. It's Library or Odyssey, which is like a new little YouTube. And yeah, just go and support them. Thank you guys for supporting me. Lots of love. Bye.